Hey! Yo, dog, we are back, man. John's fucking closet.
John's closet.
Yo, dog, we're a little bit late this weekend, but you know what's not late, John? My girl's goddamn period. Man, we ain't having no kids up in here, dog.
No kids.
No kids. You know why,
Not
dog?
yet.
I spent all my high school and some of my middle school year playing video games and drinking Mountain Dew, dude. Sperm hella infertile. Low sperm count. Shooting up no clubs.
You know, I think actually phones in your pockets also do the same
Dude,
thing.
phone in my pocket all the time, dude. Natural vasectomy.
Did you like spend your time in like a hot tub at the same time?
Dude, yeah, I did all those things. And one last thing, gravity. She always rode on top. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Got to take every advantage out here, dude.
Falls right out.
Dude, you can't be
Foolproof.
having...
100%.
Dog, you can't be having a kid out here in your 20s. Think about it, dog. In your 20s, it's your time to be irresponsible. Now, I get it if you, like, if you already have all your life planned out, you have a nice job, you get your boyfriend/husband or whatever, that's cool. But I'm talking about you motherfuckers who just be having kids just because you bored.
Now,
just because you ain't got shit to do. You're forfeiting being irresponsible at a time where you can physically and financially be irresponsible.
you know what's not irresponsible, though?
What?
We finally hit that point on Instagram
What point?
where we have more followers than people we're following.
Hey, we popular out here.
All 113 of you.
Yo, it's what they call in the rap community. We got the juice. We got the juice. We're popular, and they want to taste.
It's like someone took an eyedropper and like
Yeah.
the one drop that comes out, that's what we got right now.
Yeah, just a little. Hey, man, it's still juice though. it's like when you're making a mixed drink early on in college or whatever, or it's like 99% alcohol, and you just like squirt. You're like, ah. You're calling your ex-girlfriend.
Is that how you sound when you call your
crying.
ex-girlfriend?
Yeah. Fuck you.
But seriously, take me back.
Take me back. Just full on sim shit. Dude, can I tell you about some... All right, so you know how on YouTube, right, they have the little suggestions and shit like that of like videos to watch? Right? I was at work, and it was probably like the last like 30 minutes of work or whatever, so I was just chilling, watching shit on YouTube. And one of the clips where must-have trait of alpha males. All alpha males should master this trait. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is this video? So I click on it, and it's a black dude. He's like, D-Boy's like, yo, man, here's a trait that every alpha male needs in order to master if you really want to get bitches out there. It's one of those, like,
First thing you need is a gap.
Yeah. And he was like, yo, man, you got to be content with being alone. You gotta be content with being alone. You don't need anybody. You can just enjoy yourself. You can go out to a bar and just do you. I was like, is that it? That's the master trait that you need?
See, I think how alpha you are is dependent on how many bicep curls you do at the gym. You know? If you're not doing curls in the squat rack, you can only be at most beta 0.5. You can't be
beta
alpha.
Point. Man, dude, I'm not sure if I'm alpha or beta. I seriously think I'm like gamma or zeta or some other variation, man. I'm not all the way alpha, but I'm definitely not beta. At least I don't think so. Shit.
See,
I might be one.
What was it? I think I saw an Adam Ruins Everything.
Adam ruins everything?
And the whole idea was that like the whole alpha male concept is literally dependent on circumstance.
Yeah.
Like you feel like an alpha in circumstances where you're most comfortable.
Ah.
You know? You know, if there's a dude that's comfortable going out to clubs and bars, then he will be seen as or act alpha. But if he's put in an environment that he's not used to,
right.
You know, let's say he's all stereotypes,
right,
and you put him in a bookstore or something, he's going to be like, so what are these marks on the page, bro?
Yeah.
You know, now that's obviously, you know, I'm stereotyping. I am generalizing.
Generalizing, stereotyping.
But
right.
It is a product of environment.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, so you can be alpha in certain situations, you can be beta in others. It's not like across the board. You just alpha in every situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, and that, of course, varies from person to person. It applies to virtually everybody. So,
okay.
So everybody's a little bit alpha.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn. You should have just went hard all the way. You either alpha or not.
So what did you do this weekend, Sydney?
Dog, I was just working. I was just chilling. This past weekend, fuck, what did I do?
Well, we went to the Hug Life show.
Yeah, that's right. On Friday, we went to the Hug Life show. We saw 10th Wave. We saw a couple other bands.
The Free Jacks and Birdmen.
Yeah, that's right. And we were hanging out. You left at 12, dog. I did dude, here's the thing, man. I think I'm really washed up out here. I was speaking about kids earlier. I might need like a kid or a girlfriend, man, because I took a nap and I drank a Red Bull in order to barely stay up to 3 a.m. I used to be able to do it just on a Red Bull alone, no nap. Now I need to do both. And I was just like, I had the shakes at like 3 a.m. I was like, shit, I need to go home. I'm just washed out here, dog. I can't chill with the cool kids like that.
See, I spent my weekend, sick. Just entirely, like bad sinus headache. Cough started developing, Saturday night, Sunday.
Yeah.
I didn't even go to the gym. I didn't do anything. I was just like, life is miserable.
Wow, dude.
So, and then Monday rolled around.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that we did this today instead of Monday.
Yeah, you were. I would have been puffing.
I'm probably gonna still cough a little bit, but like,
yeah,
it's not gonna be anywhere near what it was on Monday.
Yeah, you're like the werewolf in the Three Little Piggies, man. You were just huffing and puffing.
But, so what else did you do this weekend?
Besides that, I didn't really do much else this past weekend. At least I don't remember.
You said you were gonna go to Howl.
No, I never did go up to Howl. There was like a I don't know how to pronounce it. Like
Anti-cult.
Anti-cult. Yeah, that's right. I never ended up going there because I was working at a nearby bar. I do trivia night on Saturdays and shit. And by the time I got out, I kind of got out a little bit later. So by the time, and Howl was like next to my house. It was like about 20, 25 minutes away from where I was. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go to Nice Guys. And I went to go see Andre the Saint. He's doing his Trap Caviar. It's really, really good. I like Andre the Saint a lot. He's a really dope dude. And I was just kind of just chilling there.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, by the way, viewers, if you can't read the title.
Yes.
The person you just heard, that is the lovely Miss Kyle Ann.
Yes.
She is our special guest today.
Yes, very, very special, man.
Happy to be here.
Yes. I like having one guest because we didn't have the door open, and now it's like nice and cool, and we can kind of just relax and shit.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch any of our episodes, we have two guests. Like, we start off like normal, how we do. If, like, towards the middle, we just get intense because it's just so hot, and it's just like the heat just starts going to our brains and shit.
Oh, my God. Then you start hearing random things like, like with Aaron and Kamor.
Yeah, what did I say?
Every girl's like a goddess.
Yo, yeah. Kamor was
throwback to episode 4.
Yeah, go watch the episode with Kamor and Aaron. It was a great episode. But yeah, what's up, Kyle? And how was your weekend? How was your past week?
It was very busy. Especially last week. I'm a full-time musician, so I have 2 open mics that I do during the week, and then I gig on weekends. And in between all that, I have band practice.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, since you work as a full-time musician and stuff like that, do you ever go to any like after-party events and little get-togethers, or you just like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna just go straight home because I gotta wake up tomorrow and just do.
I mean, yeah, I try, but yeah, most of the time, like, nope, peace. Like sometimes if there's like, a house party, I try to make it to house parties. Because I think that is really important because you don't have to go to a bar and spend money.
Yes.
It's just like kind of like a grassroots type, local scene get together type thing. When I just moved, but I used to live in like this house with this big beautiful backyard.
Right.
Like, oh my God, house shows. And then it never happened, of course.
Oh, damn.
So,
Damn. I haven't been to a house show in a while. Our old buddy Sam, he used to throw.
Farmer.
Oh my God, there's a clip of me on my Instagram. You go to my personal Instagram at @LokenLord. There's a video of me just like it's like loud metal music right in the background. Like it's like and like I'm in the next room. You could just hear it like clearly. And I'm just like I'm just like in misery because I'm like, oh my gosh,
No, hold on.
it won't stop.
Was that was at Rachel's old place in St. Carlos, right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, there were two bands.
Yes.
It was Unto Moria and the Holloway Tape playing in the middle of St. Carlos.
Yeah.
One of them was a metalcore band.
Yeah. No. In the living room though.
In the living room. Like it was super fucking loud.
Yeah.
It was this loud as fuck metalcore band,
Yeah.
and then a noise rock or noise metal band. However you want to classify them.
I don't know what the fuck it was.
And then I don't know if you know Zach Jenks.
I do not.
But he's more or less kind of involved in the area. I think he was a part of another sort of deathcore band.
Really?
But his stage presence involves or his performance involves getting down to his underwear and like taking the mic and like wrapping around.
Yeah.
like he goes nuts.
Yeah. Like I never want to make anything racial, but I was like, yo, this is too white for me, dog. Like I can't. My core and my body, I'm like, I can't fuck with this shit. I'm just going to the next room.
You should have seen the show where he got completely naked. Like
wow.
he did that at Legends. Before I think Legends closed. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because I remember Legends back in the day.
Yep.
Dang.
It's very interesting.
So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now we got all nice and warmed up. Let's start off with some questions and shit.
Cool.
Got these nice long list of questions for you.
Oh boy.
Man. So get pre-prepared, man. All right. Yeah, we're gonna start out nice and slow. Let's start from the beginning. Start all the way back from the beginning.
Oh Lord.
All right, of your musical interest. What's your overall background and what's your like structure with music in general?
Well, I've been playing music since I was a kid, really. I had like a natural aptitude for it, like any instrument I can get my hands on. I wanted to like figure it out and like write songs. That was kind of the most prominent thing for me was I wanted to write my own songs and like write my own compositions. I played piano pretty consistently, like through elementary school and middle school and high school.
So that early on, so you were like maybe a 4 or 5, 6?
Oh yeah, I started piano lessons when I was 4.
Right.
Yeah. So and then I started voice lessons when I was around 9. And then I found my dad's guitar in the closet.
Right.
I'm like, what is this?
What is it?
What is this?
Daddy guitar?
Yeah, no, I was just like, this is mine now, thanks. And then like I got really into Nirvana and tried to write rock songs from there on out. And then I went to music school for college. I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston. It's a pretty prestigious music school, but and people, I don't know, they get real like, oh wow, you went to Berklee.
Yeah. I guess some nice questions about that too.
Yeah.
About your Berklee Boston school. I'm very, very curious about that. But yeah, so I had another question. So I have a very like a small theory. Like what was the music that your parents were playing? Right, that what they introduced you to? Because I would say like whatever your parents show you for your music, that's like a basis for your overall
1000%. That's actually a really good question because my parents were like, Brooklynite New Yorkers that were like, too fucking cool for everybody in this whole state.
Right.
So like they never really put on the radio. They were playing, so they were playing like their own music. They were playing like Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
And like Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground and Roxy
Velvet
music.
Really good,
and
so a lot of bananas and shit.
Yeah. Just like a lot of like obscure kind of like, like 70s, 80s punk and weird experimental shit. So,
dude, I had a very similar experience with my dad. He didn't play the radio, but my dad was he was a dude from Detroit.
Oh,
so
cool.
he played old school 70s soul and R&B, Motown and stuff like that. So he played Temptations, Marvin Gaye and stuff like that. And that was like the main music that I listened. Besides like when I was on the bus for the radio, but on the long car trips, he would play literally the same 3 CDs that he had or cassettes or whatever. And it was just all old school 70s soul music. So I just have a natural like infinity. So whenever I hear like any soulful or anything like that, I just like I can't help but to love it. Like Redbone by Childish Gambino, I was like,
oh yeah,
yo, I like that entire album. Was like, yes, this is the shit that I'll really really love.
For sure.
See, my dad raised me right.
Yeah.
He immediately, when I was like 6, was like, AC/DC, that's what you're listening to.
Oh, no.
That's what he put on the radio.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
No, but it's funny because kind of similar to how you saw your dad's guitar in his closet, like now things have come full circle, I guess.
Yeah.
Literally, the red guitar that's over there on the guitar stand, that is my dad's guitar.
Oh, wow.
It's literally the same thing. Like, I found that guitar in his closet, started playing it.
What kind of guitar is it?
It's just this crazy Frankenstrat thing, like.
Yeah.
So
Frankenstrats. Those are my favorite.
So like, what it is that the neck's been changed out, the electronics have been all changed out. It's gone through Connor's hands, and Connor's actually changed up some of the electronics to kind of make it easier to work with. The only thing that it's got a problem with is maybe like a grounding issue or a shielding issue.
Right. But other than that, it works pretty fine, right?
Oh yeah, no, like you actually hear that guitar with Tim's album's coming out soon.
Right.
I worked with him yesterday with it, and I used that guitar for some of the guitar solos in there.
Yeah.
So, he had me come in and be like, hey, you want to play some guitar solos? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do that.
Dude.
And that's the guitar that's going to be like...
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, whatever music that your parents play in your adolescence or you're younger is going to form your entire basis of your taste.
Oh, yeah.
For real.
Like a big, obvious one is like, and look at any... Like, people who raised in religious households or whatever listen to mad Christian music, later on in life, they're not, I swear, 9 times out of 10 they listen to hardcore metal, punk music and stuff like that. Like the exact opposite of it. You can be like, well, it's still clearly influenced because they just listened on to mad Christian and and other types of music and shit just from early on, and then they just changed their taste, man. Yeah.
But fuck country.
Hey now.
Well, you know what? No, but. I clearly don't know my demographic.
No, I mean the country that's on the radio right now, that's not country, that's pop music.
I could be speaking in Mandarin. You would know I'm pandering.
Oh my god.
Hashtag Bo Burnham.
So you say your folks are from Brooklyn, you said?
Yeah, my mom was born in Staten Island, my dad was born in Brooklyn, but my dad's owned a pharmacy in Brooklyn, so that's where we spent most of their time.
Okay, so you grew up in Brooklyn?
No, I was there. I grew
Myers?
up here, yeah,
okay,
for
right?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the music scene like growing up in Fort Myers? Because right now in our experience, or whatever, we'll go to places like Beach Records a lot, and we'll see, especially when 10th Ward is playing, we'll see a lot of younger, 17 to 19-year-olds are typically there. And other than that, I rarely ever see any young people, and I'm like, yo, and I always ask them what other things can you do in Fort Myers? I have a hard time finding shit to do as an adult, let alone somebody who can't even go out and drink and do most of these things. So what was it like, the music scene? Was it just dead? Was it just hardly any bands?
Well, when I was in high school, there was a couple bands that were. There was this band Jayuna. And there's this band, the Anchorite 4. And actually, there's reincarnations of those bands around today.
Really?
I don't know if you guys have heard of Exploding Pages.
No, I haven't.
They're amazing. You should actually get them on this podcast. They're great. Go to their next show and then have them on this podcast.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
the drummer and the guitarist from Exploding Pages was the drummer and the guitarist for the Anchorite 4. And Jayuna was actually, I think it's the same thing, same drummer and guitarist, and they were actually, I'm probably wrong about Jayuna. I don't remember. It's been a long time, but they were they were the ones doing the random house parties and playing downtown Fort Myers.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my parents' house was in Cape Coral, and there was nothing in Cape Coral, which is so funny because now Cape Coral. No, that is not true. There is some cool shit in downtown Cape
Nice
Coral.
Guys.
Nice Guys has my heart forever.
Yes, Nice Guys, and then a couple other bars around that.
There's Nice Guys and Rackham's and
Rackham's,
Dixies.
Well, the only reason why I know about Rackham's is literally only because some of my favorite bands in the area play there. So
oh, who?
10th Wave and the Kimberleys.
Yes.
Oh, the Kimberleys are dope. 10th Wave. I don't
dope.
know if I've heard of. Have I? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to see. I feel like there's so many bands now, but when I was in high school, it was just
Harley. Yeah,
it was those two bands where I really liked them.
So they played at house parties and a whole bunch of you and your high school
friends.
Yeah,
do you remember? I don't know how old you guys are, but there's this place called Hoople House.
Hoople House.
Does that ring a bell?
I had no idea.
Oh man, I feel so old.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Well, I'm not from this area, and I know John grew up around here. Right?
Yeah, I grew up around here, but like,
you were too young, probably.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So there's this place called Hoople House.
Hoople House,
and it's on Hoople Street, close to
Street?
downtown Fort Myers. It's a mansion. It's literally a mansion, and
Really?
it was always like there's always people like sketchy ass people. I mean, sometimes there wasn't sketchy ass people renting it out, but most of the time there were sketchy ass people renting it out. But they had a fuckload of house parties, lots of underage drinking and drugs, but also lots of really good music.
I can see how you got really into music.
Like that's where like all the punk kids would hang out. It was like, and I went there a couple times, and I was, of course, being like a super sheltered like high school kid.
Right.
I was like, I would be like, oh, I was like the fly on the wall at those shows. Like, I'm here for the music, bro. Like, meanwhile, there's like a girl upstairs shooting heroin. Like,
God damn, nigga.
Yeah,
they got down in Fort Myers and Cape Coral, but
dude, yeah.
Hey, man, look, I don't blame them because like, what else you supposed to do? There's not much else you can do besides do drugs.
It was even worse back then. I feel like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, and then like there was a period of time where like they were like off. I think they like went to college. So like they weren't around anymore, and then it was kind of dead for a while. So it was just like me playing at open mics. Open mics were like way cooler than they are now.
Oh, shots fired!
I'm not saying, okay, I didn't mean it that way. I meant like it was like
I changed it that way.
Yeah, I mean like there's a lot of open mics in this area that are really cool. Like Frankie's open mics, dope, and
For sure.
Papa Tommy, he does this songwriter circle type open mic that's more geared towards like older
this is where you go ahead and brag about your own open mic nights.
Yeah.
And then I have my 2 open mics.
Oh shit.
Oh my goodness.
Not bragging or anything, but it's probably the best.
But they're pretty great. Well, it's just mine. I have the one at number 3 bar in Cape Coral, and it's every Monday.
I like the number 3 bar. I went there.
It's
before.
like it's okay. I'm not even biased here. That's like my favorite place. You walk in there and you feel like you're in like your best friend's basement.
Right. Yeah.
It has a vibe where you're just like, oh, it's chill here. Like you can walk up
to
to the bar and be like, oh, hey, sup, like to the person next to you, and it's not weird.
Okay, I still need to go to number 3.
Number 3 is cool. It is cool.
And like it's on Mondays, and there's literally nothing else to do on Mondays. I'm serious. Everything's closed in Cape Coral except for
actually. I did want to go, but the problem is like this because I saw the events because I've actually been paying attention to more and more of the events ever since we started this podcast. But because I was coughing up a lung.
How dare you?
Coughing up a lung.
See, because the thing is, usually when I go to open mic nights, I intend to perform myself.
Come to my open mic night.
Maybe I
both
will.
of them.
Okay,
You have to.
sure.
No choice.
No, we probably won't be able to do the Monday one actually, because we usually
you
come on
typically
Wednesday.
record we come on Wednesday.
Yeah, there's one. I do the other one downtown at Cavaculture.
The fucking hipster place.
It is like
First off, what place have we mentioned isn't like a hipster place?
That's true. Nice guys.
Excellent point.
Number 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kava culture.
Yeah.
It's actually really chill. I was like, I didn't
like the
know what to
place.
expect, but I went in there, and like the drinks are really good, and like they make you feel all like, woo.
Yeah, this is one dude. They had like an oxygen room, or at least the first time I
Yes,
went
they
there.
do.
I said, I walk in, homeboy was just gone. He was like, yo, what's up, bruh? I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
That's so funny. But yeah, it was actually a lot of fun last night. It was just a totally different vibe than what I'm used to. Because like number 3, people just like drink and have a good time.
Yeah,
and then the Kava bar is just like everyone's just chill.
Just chill. There's no response. How you guys doing tonight? Good.
I mean, that's kind of how I was like hosting, like, hey guys, thank you for coming. But like, it was just, I don't know, it was just peaceful, and there's like so many good musicians that came out too.
Oh,
so that was
good
nice.
to hear. So you lived in Fort Myers.
Yes.
You grew up in Fort Myers,
Yes.
right? And you get into college
Mm-hmm.
in Boston, fucking Berkeley School of Goddamn Music.
Yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
Why all the way in Boston as opposed to other music schools in Florida?
Actually, I auditioned to a couple other music schools, and I got into Frost School of Music at University of Miami, and I got into Berkeley. And Berkeley gave me a bigger scholarship than University of Miami, so that's where I went. I think it's because University of Miami was only accepting 8 vocalists that year.
Right.
But at the same time, their curriculum was more geared towards classical. And Berkeley is like the place to go if you want to learn how to work in the industry like right now.
Right. Okay.
Not
That's
like
dope.
in musicals or singing for, whatever. But
question: did you ever meet Adam Neely?
Adam Neely?
Didn't he go to Berkeley?
That sounds really familiar.
He does music theory videos. He's a bassist.
Interesting.
I think he got his master's somewhere else, but like
that name sounds really familiar, but I can't place a face to the name.
Now, you felt like going to a whole nother different state where you maybe don't know anybody or whatever, as opposed to the University of Miami. You felt like that kind of start over help you focus more on like being a musician? Like, yo, I'm like all bets are in. Like,
I mean, that was the plan,
right?
But I mean, I don't know. Like, I was pretty sheltered in high school. I didn't really like experience too much life things, So I went to college, and it was like I was in this big city, and I was playing music, and it was just there's a lot of distractions. Yeah. So I mean, I did pretty well the first couple years of school, but then I started I had this all-girl comedy band called the Ex-Girlfriends, and we were.
I got some nice questions about that too.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Look at you! You're like Nardwar.
Yeah, I did my motherfucking research.
Hey. But we were gigging a lot, so it's like, but gigging, fuck homework, so I wasn't really applying myself. And then I to get real a little bit, I was dealing with some really severe depression too, so that didn't really help. And so
so one of my favorite movies of all time, probably top 10. I don't know how John feels about this movie. A movie called Whiplash.
Oh yeah,
such a fucking dupe. So, and it takes place in Berkeley, in California.
Well, it's not Berkeley.
It's not Berkeley. I thought it was Berkeley.
It's like a Berkeley-esque similar music school.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I mean.
It's a fictional school,
right? But it's based on the director. I forget the director's name. His experience is going to Berkeley School of Music. Right. And what I loved about what was so interesting to me is it showed just a super tense stressful environment, and it's only propagated by his teacher, right? Who even makes it even more intense, right? And whatever his motive is, I don't want to spoil it, right? Because it's a very important part of the movie.
It's amazing,
but what have you seen the movie?
I have not, and so many people I was like, you have to watch that movie.
And so
you really do.
Basically, it's just super stressed out. He's just really, really intense. He's just he can't sleep. He's going through multiple things. He can't have relationships and stuff like that. Was it a similar environment?
Yeah, sounds like it.
It's just every day you're just trying to make it, and whoever is just falls out, they fall out. Too bad, so sad.
I mean, kind of, yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it's intense. It's music education is what you make of it. Right. I really do feel that way. You can get a fantastic music education at FGCU if you're applying yourself,
right,
and you're utilizing your resources. Now, Berkeley has a fuckload of resources, probably more than FGCU. No hate, but that's
that's
probably
music.
So
so there's a lot of resources there. There's a huge emphasis on networking, and they have these clinics where you meet famous people and shit. So it's really just intense, and it's really easy to just kind of get overwhelmed by that, because my schedule. Okay, so I worked at Starbucks to supplement, living in fucking Boston. Shit's expensive.
Yeah.
So my schedule was I would wake up and go to work. I would open up Starbucks at 5:30. I'd get off at noon, go to 2 or 3 classes.
Jeez.
Then I would take a shower and then go to a gig. Wouldn't get home from my gig until 2. Take a nap and then do it all over again.
Fuck. So you're just getting 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
and
I would sneak naps. Sometimes I'd fall asleep during class. It was.
God damn. Fuck.
It was intense.
That shit is intense, man.
And I mean, to be fair, I was not I don't know. I wasn't. I didn't apply myself as much as I could have. I didn't utilize my resources as much as I could have. But I mean, I just took on too much, which is easy to do.
Right? Yeah.
So easy.
It seemed super easy. So, speaking of FGC music, so I have a friend who's in the FGC music program, whatever. He turned 21 last year or some shit like that.
Who's your friend?
His name's Isaiah. Right. And he turned 21, right? So he's a music major, so he knows all the music majors and shit like that. So this is my first time actually going to a party which is all musicians or whatever, all of them really talented and shit like that. And my guy, and I think I was the only non-music major in there. right? And at one point, everybody just got super, super trashed and just started a big ass goddamn jamboree that lasted hours. Motherfuckers were playing multiple instruments. Playing like the drums. It was like 3 electric guitars, like a couple of keyboards, and they were playing like a small fucking attic.
God.
Maybe the small attic, maybe like half the size of John's room, but John's room's not. No, maybe the size of John's room. Like did that like what were the partying like in a whole school of super talented high elite level musicians? Like was it just constant like, oh, I can play better than you, I can sing better than you? It's just like a constant like.
You'll be surprised. There was very little partying at Berkeley.
Really?
Everybody was so career focused and so serious and so busy that they didn't party.
Wow.
Like there was, I mean, obviously there was. I'll tell you what. This is like like an ideal. Not an ideal, but like the average Berkeley party. It would be at somebody's apartment or dorm room.
Right.
And there would be about like 10 dudes, all with their electric guitars. I'm not kidding. Like and it would be electric so you didn't hear it.
Right.
And they would just all be practicing scales and watching what's that dude? Yngwie Malmsteen videos. Like that is like a Berkeley party. And then maybe they'd have a 6-pack.
Wow.
Like
Hold on.
No bitches?
No, like
hold on.
That sounds like a party I want to go to.
First off, just Yngwie Malmsteen?
No, there's another like Yngwie Malmsteen. Who is the other guy?
There's like Joe Satriani.
Yes, that's the guy. Joe Satriani. Yes.
Paul Gilbert. I don't know. Even Buckethead, Rusty Cooley, even Tosin Abasi. I'm gonna stop now before I keep listing things. But,
the Joe Satriani was what I was thinking of. And Yngwie Malmsteen. They would just watch videos and like.
Wait, who are these people? I'm sorry.
These are just really well-known like shred guitarists.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so like they would just all be like in a circle, like, oh, did you try that? Like, it's, like, and they're just like, and they would like maybe have like a little bit of alcohol, but like not enough for them to like not be able to practice.
He's like, should we invite Cal Ann over? Like, ugh, why would we have a girl over?
Oh, and that was another thing too. There was like for every like 10 dudes, there was one girl.
Ratio was super bad.
So like every time I would walk into a room, be like, oh hey guys, they'd just be like.
Just grab it.
Not to mention, like, it's funny because, like, there's a certain amount of, like, whoa to that. This is weird. But also, I mean, there's obviously, like, there's hardcore sexism going on there, too.
Lot of dicks to go around, goddammit. If you're a promiscuous girl, just go to music school, man. You get nerdy musicians and shit, but, there's a lot of dicks to go around.
It's like going into, like, computer programming.
Yeah, as a girl.
The odds are good, but the goods are odd.
Yeah,
that's kind of the trade-off.
yeah. It's like what do you call it? What's that? Golden Corral. It's like Golden Corral. You got a lot of shit, but most of it is not that great.
Well, I feel like that's really common to music in general.
Right.
Like where you see like, for example, like all the different acts at Buddha.
Right.
Because that's how we basically contacted you. We went to Buddha, saw you perform, and said, hey, you want to be on the podcast? So now the thing is, how many people are in your band are also female?
0.
So it's just you.
I'm the only female, yeah.
And then there's Kate Scales, her band.
That's all dudes, too, yeah.
Frankie's band.
All dudes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, why is that? Like, is it just like something that girls don't typically do?
I'm not sure.
Music?
I mean, I think it's a combination of a couple of things. First off, I think the fact that there are so many dudes just implies a barrier to entry for girls.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it's almost intimidating to be like the
all the dudes hold the keys for you as a barrier to entry. You're already just at a negative standpoint just by being a girl. Being a minority in the situation.
Like, I feel like that's one thing. I think another thing, too, is simply interest. Mm-hmm.
That's also very true.
I feel like, just as an observation, this probably isn't really that stable, but it's like, it almost feels like guys are more, I guess, obsessed with particularly virtuosity. Like, I feel like they're a lot more competitive about it.
Right.
I don't know because like
I met a lot of competitive women at Berkeley.
yeah, I'm not sure.
But also you're at Berkeley where everyone's gonna have that competitive attitude.
True.
But I feel like I feel like with guys especially, like if two guys versus two girls are both doing the same thing,
right?
I feel like the guys are going to are kind of going to be like, kind of enter more of that competitive edge in the like, because I think from a sociological standpoint, there was some sort of study. I don't remember. This is probably not very. There's not a lot of basis to this, but guys tend to compete more, but girls tend to collaborate more.
Right.
You're probably right there.
So, which would be way more perfect for music.
Because I can't, like, there's a lot of other women in this area that do similar things that I do. Yeah. But the thing is that, like, they aren't Kyle Ann, and they aren't writing Kyle Ann songs. That is something that I do.
Right.
So
tell them.
So, like, y'all can do, and I mean, they're all great. You know,
Yeah.
you do you, man. What I have to offer is totally different.
Yeah.
So there's no competition there, and that's how I see it.
I went to Berkeley.
That's not what I mean.
I'll just play your inner voice.
but it makes sense. Like you offer your own sort of sound, your own unique sound, and it's going to be different from someone else's. So you don't necessarily, you're not walking on other people's toes, and likewise, nobody else is stepping on your toes, because that means that all of you can incorporate different parts of your sound to put together a bigger show.
I keep telling my girlfriends, like, okay, so do you know Nikki from the Good Bad Kids? She's a lady drummer, and she has an incredible voice. And then we have Christina Ortega from The Woodwork. I don't know if you've heard of her. She plays bass, also beautiful voice. And I'm like, why the fuck haven't we started a lady punk band? Yeah. And the answer is we're all spearheading our own projects,
right?
And we are all busy as fuck.
Actually, I think there is an all-female band called the Screaming Orphans.
There is.
Orphans?
Oh my God, they're Irish.
Yeah.
Really?
No, because they would actually come and play at Fort Myers High School.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
They did?
Yeah.
I used to see them at fucking that Dwyer's when it was Dwyer's. Remember? It's like now it's the Tilted Kilt. It's like that
well, the
thing.
Tilted Kilt is no
I
longer.
feel old.
No, I remember it being Dwyer's.
That was way before I came over here, so
yeah.
You know.
No, because it was the Tilted Kilt when I was working at Barnes & Noble 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, so. Tilted Kilt closed down like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it closed
womp,
down.
womp.
Womp, womp. All right, let's do a fun question before we there's a little. You got the fun question list and shit. Let's do a fun question before we go back to more serious questions. And
all
shit.
right, let's see. We did this one last week, but I like this question.
Okay.
Shoot it.
So let's say that you had 30 experts in the world, or 30 people to be the lead in whatever project you want them to work on. So you have, the top scientists, mathematicians, business people, et cetera, the elite of the elite, 30 people in the world, and you get to tell them what to work on.
Yeah.
What project what would you tell them to do?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So like anything in the world.
Any
not even
problem, it might be minute or major. You're like, yo, dog, I want you guys to figure out a way better ending to Lost.
Oh my God, right?
Yeah.
Fuck Lost.
Yeah.
Let it be heard loud and clear, guys.
Fuck Lost. I tried to watch it, right? And then my homeboy, I think it was like season 2, and he was like a big fan of Lost. So like when like the ending happened or whatever, he was super pissed. He was just telling me like what happened, so I just never had a chance to actually watch it. He just told me straight up the ending. I'm like, well, fuck. Like I had no motivation to watch all of it if I know it's just gonna end in this bullshit way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fix Lost. Besides fixing Lost.
Besides fixing Lost. I mean, like the selfish part of me wants to be like eradicate all student loan debt.
Yeah, that'd be fair.
That's not even selfish. That's a
great fucking idea.
Like figure out a way to eradicate student loan debt and fix the system where like everybody can go to college for free.
That's literally 1.3 trillion dollars.
Yeah.
I think that's the number. That's the figure. 1.3 trillion dollars of student loan debt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is about as much as the GDP of Australia.
God damn.
Cool. But like the my heart wants to go with like figure out a way to reunite all these like children in like children jails with their families, because it's just insane to me. It's mind boggling
with the Mexican border and shit.
Like border patrol and like it's just I can't even like go on social media too much because I'm like this is just soul crushing.
Today is Thursday. and I think the real secret, this is gonna get a little dark here, but I think it's really just a big joke for a Throwback Thursday.
Oh Lord!
It's a Throwback Thursday to the internment camps for the Japanese people.
That's what it fucking basically. Yeah, man.
Oh my
God!
That's
what they're doing. It's horrifying.
Yeah,
it's fucking horrifying.
Is that too dark, guys?
Nah, dog.
It's not. It's real. I mean, like, where's the lie?
It's legit, man.
So all of it's a big setup. Like it's literally just Throwback Thursday.
And look, however you feel about it, or whatever situation, whatever your personal situation is with the immigration policy or whatever, dog, separating kids from their families or whatever, it's just not.
Like, why?
It's just not the right move.
No,
it's not the right move. And you know what? Apparently what they would do in the past, they would do basically like a catch and release. Like they would catch a family trying to cross the border. All right, we got you. We would just send you back to Mexico. We wouldn't. Apparently, we wouldn't. I don't know for sure. I'm not big on my history of the immigration border or whatever.
Well,
but
the thing is, what's kind of weird about this one is that the people, like what's happening is that it's just kind of.
Yeah.
I see this back and forth that's a little bit hypocritical on either side.
Right.
Because
hypocritical on both sides. Explain.
Well, one side's basically like the conservatives are all like that agree that it's horrible.
Right.
Are like, but Obama did it first.
Yeah.
That's not what happened though.
Well, like, because from what I understand, like it's one of those things where
right.
It kind of started there, but it wasn't as enforced. Like nowhere near the same amount of enforcement.
Right.
So you're kind of right, but but by no means is it at all the same scale.
Yeah, it's just
it's not even really comparable because the reason why there were so many minors in like kiddie jails or whatever in 2014 is because there was a massive influx of unaccompanied minors trying to cross the border. So it's not like it's not like they're being separated from their families.
Right. It's like they're probably adolescents, like just kind of going on their own,
trying to get a job.
As opposed to being a monster and sending them back, I sending a kid like we were gonna put you in these places.
They have to put them there. Yeah, it wasn't like they were being separated.
That's very, very different.
So, so that is new information.
I had no idea. Yeah. So see, I don't know much about these situations because like I just see the uproar and stuff like that, and like not that I'm not interested or whatever. I just see it, and I just never really was into like the whole situation, the politics, because like I would rather know my history and my information than just speak on it just frivolously and like give my hot take and opinion and what I think
like
about
I kind of just did.
Yeah. Oh no, like if I'm gonna have a serious stance on it, like you can like voice your opinion. I would of course voice my opinion, but like I'm not gonna like really like try to like this is what we should do. And,
well, because like it's kind of weird because it's hard to kind of define sort of. I'm going to say compromise, but use that term very loosely.
Right.
It's kind of hard to define that because you have a lot of people that, you go one way or another, they're going to be very upset.
Yeah.
Because
on one hand,
I feel like in one person's head, it's kind of maybe they hold border security like way up here, like at the top priority of their list, and on the one hand, like the mentality, the mentality behind either side is literally, do you trust new people coming in?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you trust new people coming in?
Right.
And that's really like that's the mentality. Like if you do, if you don't mind, if you look at them as people looking to seize an opportunity and coming over here, then by all means you're gonna be like, okay, free up some borders. But if you're someone who says these people might be dangerous, and your first assumption is assume they're dangerous first before you even.
By the way, that's a natural human instinct. Whenever it happens all across the board, whenever you have a certain tribe, whenever some newcomer comes in, everybody has the same hostile behavior and like untrustworthiness. It happens all the time. It's not like a new like American mentality. It's just a human nature mentality.
So
very pack mentality.
Yeah. So so the flip side of that is, if you have these it's a new stimulus. It's something foreign to us.
Right.
Both kind of literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Something alien.
God damn it.
Heyo.
But it's something different,
right?
And anyone who has not previously encountered a person like that,
right,
is going to err on the side of caution. So if you're someone who has a lot of Hispanic people in their family,
yeah,
like
yourself, right?
Yeah. So I don't see it as that big a deal.
Yeah.
If there's people coming here for the sake of trying to look for different opportunities.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it
and looking for.
Well, the families are seeking asylum, which is just
or asylum.
I'm gonna keep it funky. Immigrants want to be. They work harder to be Americans than Americans.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if I could honestly, like me personally, like I don't think because I was born here, I never tried to prove my citizenship, my Americanship.
Yeah.
I was just born with these rights and these entitlements. And these people who are coming from Mexico and other places, in Europe and stuff like that, in Africa too, like they try to earn their place to be an American, right? They constantly want to work, they want to dedicate, and plus they come here from city situations and stuff like that. Now it's the basis of America to bring the poor, to bring people who were outcasts from the society and shit like that, to bring everybody in and like, yo, man, you can be somebody in this country.
So, and actually, one of the most powerful things that the U.S. has that even keeps it on the map is actually the fact that we accept experts and top of the field
that's what makes us great.
Countries.
Yeah.
Immigration is you're Hispanic, you're half Hispanic, right? I'm African American. Well, that's my own situation or whatever, but I'm clearly not from here. Kyle Ann's, whatever. Right? I don't know what you are. White. White. Very humble. There's tons of different people and shit like that. Well, though my only.
Well, I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
To add on to my point.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that they're basically the companies and the research facilities here in the U.S.
Right.
that provide the cutting edge in technology and any sort of advancement and innovation.
Right.
They are taking the top 10% from the foreign countries. I just want to reiterate that, they're taking
from India,
the best of the best
South
of
American
the people
countries and shit. Yeah. Right.
And I feel like that's the only reason why, not the only reason, but one of the biggest reasons that we have any merit to begin with. Just because of the fact that we have the ability to essentially buy out other countries.
Yeah.
I feel like it's in a very crude way of saying it.
Yeah. My only context to illegal immigration, and it's not my own original idea. I gotta listen to this podcast. I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. He got this, the person, Andrew Schultz or whatever from the Brilliant Idiots. He got this from a conservative dude. He was like, yo, and he was saying basically, I don't like illegal immigration because it undermines legal immigrants who have to spend their time and their money to come over here, because it's a very long process too if you do it in the right way, right? And it undermines that not undermines entirely, but it's sort of destructive for them to just be like, yo, let's just let everybody in, right? Because there are people who do it in a very legal and spend their own money in order to come over here to become legal citizens.
That's also a fair point.
Yeah, and I'll listen to that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Not that I had a big stance on immigration beforehand, but I'm like, that I can't argue with that logic, and it makes sense. I'm still down for all immigrants or whatever. I even would propose that if you've been here for 10 years or whatever, you're doing cool, you contribute to society, yo dog, get a green card, auto citizenship, you automatically be able to apply for the citizenship program, whatever. Pay a fee or whatever it may be, but you can't. I don't subscribe to just letting everybody in and just whatever the fuck unregulated. You gotta regulate it some way, just for the sake of legal immigrants.
Well, I think that kind of goes back to the legislation that might need to be passed. Just maybe as simple as make it easier to become a citizen or make it easier to come over.
Yeah, it's very hard.
And
there's a rapper named French Montana. It's not even a joke. He's been here in America for a while. Super rich, super famous rapper. He just became a citizen. I saw on Twitter, he literally this is French Montana, right? Super famous rapper, super rich. It took him this long, and he's been making songs and music forever. He's from, I think, Morocco or some shit.
Yeah.
If it took him that long, a normal person who's immigrating to this country, dog,
But how about that wall, though?
That
oh God.
Build that wall. No.
You know, when I was running for music club as an officer for music club at FGCU,
right.
Building a wall of amps. Well, that was my campaign slogan.
Yeah, that was right. That was
nothing
so
but
funny.
Marshall stacks up in this bitch.
Oh my god.
Marshall, Ignator, and Vox. If you carefully look at the cabinets behind you, they are a Vox and Ignator cabinet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's super
Right.
nice.
Ignore the calendar, by the way.
I'm not ignoring it.
All right. That was a nice little segment. It's a nice question. I like that question. All right, let's get. Ooh, we got a little political, slightly political.
I went
That's
there.
all right.
I went there.
It's John's Closet Podcast. Anything goes, man. Music and politics, they merge all the time. So it's not too far fetched.
Hashtag rise against.
Rise against.
or System of a Down.
Yeah.
You said Rage Against the Machine?
Rage Against the
Machine.
I think I said Rise Against the Machine.
Just Rise Against and Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. Why don't they become a collaborative band?
You know, they probably, I don't know. They probably could.
Yeah. Super easy. Will that make kind of similar? I don't know. Anyways.
It's a violent pornography.
Oh, dear.
Choking chicks and sodomy, the kind of shit you see on TV.
Oh.
Those are real System of a Down lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Classic.
Spicy.
Yep.
Kinky. Well, I'm sure it was a white girl because white girls like to be choked.
Do they?
Dude, okay, a little sidebar. I was I was hooking up with this girl, right? It was a white girl. And and we're having sex. She was like, "Yo, man," I was like, "I want you to choke me." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Mind you, I was like 21, maybe 20 or whatever how old I was." So like, clearly at the time, I just never done that before, right? She's like, "Yo, choke me." So like, I kind of did the little pussy like. Like I was trying to like, cause look, the last thing I wanted was a dead white girl in my goddamn college dorm room.
Yeah, we've all seen Get Out. No.
We've all seen Get Out. Well, this is before Get Out, so I was already worried. I was like, yo, fuck that. And I kind of like tried to do it again. She was like, no. She like choked me. She like choked me. She was like, choke me like that. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna choke you like that, man.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I tried my best though.
I have never been choked, so
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I like it that way.
Yeah. It's very, very unsafe for me to do that, man. I'll leave it to other people to do that. But anyways, so back to Berkeley. So you studied songwriting at Berkeley, right? Which always is an instrument. I'm curious. Like we had Kamor and Aaron on the podcast, and Kamor, he's a big songwriter and stuff like that. And I was asking about different things about songwriting and whatever. As a songwriting major, what's the general structure or method to writing a song? I only ask this because apparently in the music industry, there's like maybe 10 dudes who've been writing the top 40 hits for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And there seems to be a
That's
general formula you can follow, like this will make a hit. What is the...
I think Max Martin.
or some shit.
Honestly,
Is there a structure or
oh yeah,
yeah.
I mean, there's that's kind of what you learn in the songwriting curriculum is like song form and like you learn like what kind of form fits with certain styles.
Right.
ABA fam.
I love AABA. That's you can write these. I feel like I can really breathe out like a folk song with the AABA.
So
format.
like basic like poem structure, like ABC, like for rhyming.
No, that's actually like in terms of like sections.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
That can also apply to a rhyme scheme.
Right.
But like when we're talking about with the form of the whole song in general, it's little pieces. Like AABA means that you have like an A section that repeats twice, and then the B section which takes you in a whole other direction, and then it comes back to that A section.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, there's like a lot of things. There's a lot of like rules. You know, like you got to get to the chorus real quick as you can.
Quick as you can.
Yeah, within the first minute, I think that's the general rule.
Within the first minute. Okay.
I think they told me like 20 seconds, 20 to 30
damn.
seconds. Yeah, like you gotta get there.
Right. So in the beginning, just sing the chorus.
I mean,
that's why I hear sometimes like they'll just start out with the chorus and they'll go into the verse.
Well, I think what's the like for pop songs? It's like 320. That's your radio time. 200 seconds.
200 seconds.
Yep.
Wow.
Try to keep it under 320. And like, you know, just say it as simply as possible. Try to adhere to prosody, the rules of prosody.
Yeah.
Which is, if you're not familiar, it's just basically like making sure that the music matches like what you're trying to convey and like with the lyrics and like the mood of the song.
Is there even like a method to even the words you pick? Like only pick like 1 or 2 syllable words or some shit like that?
Like, I mean, sometimes it
like
depends
super
on
easy like words to pronounce. Like no
Fergalicious.
I mean, yeah, really. I mean, if you can say it, if you can get across what you're trying to say with like simple words, then you should probably go that route.
Simplest way.
Yeah, which is funny because like my own songwriting and a lot of the songwriters that I admire do not adhere to those rules at all.
Right.
So like Conor Oberst is a huge fan. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Conor Oberst, and that guy breaks all the fucking rules, and like I love him.
Though you have to understand the rules in order to break them.
Right? That's kind of how I. It's good guidelines, it's good information to have, but to live by it, you're gonna just be writing boring fucking songs, boring, uninspired.
Right.
You know, bullshit. That's like, I mean, it's something that I can do to skill. Like, if somebody's like, hey, like, write this song for Taylor Swift and we'll give you $1 million. Like, okay, sure. I'll write this boring ass fucking song with a catchy hook.
There's a YouTube channel called Holistic Songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, this guy actually breaks down some of the biggest, like, pop songs.
Right.
And more recently, he's done a series on rock songs.
Right.
But, you know, he's broken down Muse, Nirvana, The Weeknd, 21 Pilots.
Right.
He's done all of this.
Like, so there's like a clear formula. Like, you can.
Like,
yeah.
Right.
No, there absolutely is a formula. But the thing is, and this is the weirdest part.
Right.
And I actually showed you his song.
Right.
It was a song that he wrote with a singer. Right. So it was a collaborative project between the two of them.
Yeah.
And you know, pop tracks are nuts. He has like a whole vocal breakdown.
Right.
You know, and he's basically saying, "Oh, here are the vocals for all the songs."
Right.
Or for the song that they wrote. And it was like 80 tracks of vocals,
right?
Which is kind of standard because like you'll have like, you know, one harmony will be like 10 layers.
Yep.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Or like a chorus, like you might have different EQ for your verse and a different EQ for your chorus, and you know, because you want more layers in your chorus or something, whatever. But the point is many layers.
Yeah.
Now this guy apparently looked at all the rules for how to write a pop song.
Right.
You know. He had like, you know, kind of a catchy hook,
right?
And he had kind of a catchy chorus,
right?
But it was just the delivery was exactly what you said. It was kind of dry. It was dull,
right?
Because like this guy basically followed the formula to the T, and didn't really add.
It's similar to cooking, I think.
Yeah.
Right. You can follow the recipe, you can follow it down to a T, but that like I would say like probably 5%, right? Of a difference that makes this pop song just dull and boring, even though you followed all the formula 95% of the way, like all perfectly well. But that 5% or whatever, 5 or 10%, it's the difference from it being a really, really good pop song and going on the charts versus like it just like, oh, it's just the same.
I think the key is to just incorporate, as a songwriter, is to incorporate some complex you know, maybe chord changes or just do something really kind of weird, but you have to do it in a way that's user friendly.
Right.
You kind of sneak it into there. So the audience in a way doesn't really know what they're listening to. All they hear is that it's this catchy,
like a key change.
Like It could be. I mean, but like in you know, so the audience is like your normal like everyday Joes listening to the song. It's like, oh, it's kind of catchy, kind of cool, and then this cool thing happens, and I don't really know, but I like it. You know what I mean?
Catches your ear.
You need to have, because like we used to do that actually in songwriting classes. Like one of my songwriting teachers was like at the first day of class, he's like, does anybody here have like younger siblings or something that aren't into music, like not musicians?
Yeah.
He's like, I would like you to bring them to class because I want to like do an experiment, because like he'll play like pop songs for them, and he's like, what do you like about this song? You know, and
like that it's happy.
Oh yeah, and then every single time they're just like, I don't know, I just like it. Like it just has that quality to it. And I think it has to have all those qualities where it's like that typical pop song formula, but it does need to have a little bit of something else, you know?
Like I feel like I think the band that really like captures this, in my opinion, I think the Foo Fighters do a really good job of this.
Yeah, I love the Foo Fighters.
Where they kind of hit that hybrid sort of like, because I'm pretty sure right now they're considered one of the biggest like rock bands still standing from the 90s.
Yes.
Like,
let me think.
Unless there's like.
I agree with you, but I feel like Kurt Cobain accomplished that a little bit better in my opinion. I think his songwriting was better than Kurt.
So you would have to compare their first
like
two
I'm saying
albums,
still standing
right?
now from the 90s.
Yeah, right.
If we're talking to like today's day and age, then yeah. Like
so like it's because what it is that like the band has still managed to make songs that are super catchy.
Yeah.
You know, Learn to Fly, let's see, Hero.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't know about the Foo Fighters until
well, Dave learned from the best. So
yeah.
I didn't know about Foo Fighters until the Pretender, which is like their fourth album or third or some shit like that.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Pretender, like the single was.
Like I was like, yo, this is like amazing. Like I never even heard like because I wasn't at the time I wasn't aware about Nirvana and shit like that. Like, and I was just like, yo, this is amazing. Like it's so much energy and passion and it's simple but complicated at the same time.
Yeah, like because what it is that they have like this little bluesy break.
Right.
It's something pretty short. They have like little guitar overdubs. It's the melody that goes over the chorus, which is really subtle.
Right.
It is just like it is just kind of weird. They do something where basically they start in like an A minor, but then they drop down to I think it's a D major, but it's inverted, and then they go to an F major. So you have this weird like the bass is almost doing this weird like it's jumping like a step and a half, and then you know it's something that doesn't fit conventional scales. Mm-hmm. You know, in a traditional chord progression sense, but like it's still fluid enough,
right,
to where like you're listening to it and you're like, oh, this is still catchy.
Yeah,
it's so funny that you bring up the Foo Fighters. I just had this massive Facebook argument. I mean, it wasn't like a cutthroat one. It wasn't a
Facebook argument.
It wasn't a cutthroat one.
It wasn't like I'm a unfriend you.
No, it was all in good fun. But like it was. Who's the better songwriter, Dave Grohl or Kurt Cobain?
That's a good, honestly.
And I think it's Kurt Cobain, and I think anybody that says otherwise is wrong. Your opinion's wrong.
Let me think. See, I can't have an opinion on this because Nirvana only had the first album, Nevermind, right?
They had 3 albums.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, it was Bleach, In Utero, and Nevermind, and
Nevermind was the third one. I thought it was
I didn't say that in order. It was Bleach, Nevermind, and then In Utero. Okay. But like you have to think like Kurt's life was cut short though.
Yeah.
So he could not continue on in his songwriting career. And you also have to think that Dave Grohl spent, that huge block of time with Kurt Cobain. And as a songwriter who like studied songwriting in college, you learn the most from like workshopping your songs with other people and you seeing how people's other like their process works.
Right.
So like he learned from a genius. He was like, even though he was just sitting there playing drums, he was learning. So I think even all of his skill can be attributed to Kurt Cobain. Not to mention like Kurt Cobain, he writes pop songs, but he makes them punk, and that's like genius, and it's so good.
Well, one thing that again, I'm stealing a little bit from this holistic songwriting guy. Because he did do a video about Nirvana.
Interesting.
Kurt Cobain was definitely a fan of like taking a power chord and just going a minor third up, no matter whether or not it made sense.
Right.
He just kind of did it.
Right.
And he also did this thing where he basically changed from major to minor, or minor to major, whatever chord was in there. Just kind of what sounds okay. It's those types of things where it makes it sound weird, but still accessible.
Like you go from an A major to an A minor, but you can't have an A major and an A minor in a
or more like
key,
it plays like let's say you're playing A minor,
right?
And you're or A major, and you're going up to say I don't know, C major,
right?
That doesn't make sense,
right?
In a traditional like
major, right?
Yeah, you'd have to jump out, or it'd be C sharp minor.
C sharp minor. I'm sorry, yeah.
That's the chord that you'd have to that would fit in a traditional like diatonic sense,
right?
But like, but going up a minor third and just playing a major chord, like that's still one of those weird chord changes that we notice and we say, oh, that's pretty recognizable. But it doesn't make total sense in that diatonic fashion. Like,
right.
You know, even like Radiohead, a lot of their songs do the same thing.
Oh yeah, they borrow non-diatonic chords all the time.
Yeah.
Ah.
So, you know, like Creep, for example, is a classic example of just literally it's a 1-3-4.
Mm-hmm.
So they start on major 1,
Right.
but then they go to a major 3 instead of a minor 3, which is what you're supposed, you know, and then they go to a major 4, then a minor 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, which again, if you're doing it traditionally in this traditional like diatonic sense, you're like, okay, major 1, minor 3, major 4, major 4.
Yeah.
That's not what they did.
Yeah.
And that's what gives it that sort of eerie sense.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you play it at that slow tempo. And
You can just hear all the chords out.
For sure.
And shit. Yeah. So since you're so in tune with songwriting, what's like a pet peeve in the lyrics that you'll see? Like, is there any like yo man, I really hate it when motherfuckers just do this one thing in their lyrics?
Saying like rhyming things just to rhyme,
right?
That bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am one of those people that's like, you know, if you don't mean it, don't say it.
Right.
You know, I don't like filler. I don't.
Lyrics?
You know, I want each. You need to mean it. You know. So that's something that kind of gets to me when it comes to lyrics.
Yeah. How much does the actual lyrics weigh in versus like a feeling or a melody behind it?
Well, apples and oranges, really.
Apples and oranges,
I mean, there's some songs that I write where I'm like, this is all about creating a mood. This is all creating a feeling and trying to convey that feeling. So I'm not really going to. I'm gonna have like maybe one line that I really like and maybe repeat it, you know, and then maybe just make like kind of a mood piece.
Right.
Whereas like if I'm writing like a song that I have this very specific thing to say, then obviously the lyrics are gonna be important.
Right.
So yeah.
Kind of just depends.
Yeah, it depends on the song.
Right.
Every song calls for something different.
Okay.
So have you heard of the millennial whoop? That people that like
millennial whoop. What?
I've seen it on Facebook a couple of times, and it's literally just a melodic line that occurs like within a melody in most pop songs. And what it is, it's literally going like if you're whatever key you're in, it's literally going from the 5 to the 3 in the interval of whatever the key of the song is. And it's literally do that twice, and that's a millennial whoop. It's that interval, going from a 5 to a 3.
5 to 3. Interesting.
So like just that minor.
So
third.
a major to a minor, right?
Or no, it's like note. If your key is I don't know, A major,
right?
You're going from E to E to C,
right?
And it's just a minor third.
Interesting.
Are you talking about like in like just like in your melody?
Yeah, in the main melody.
Okay.
Like typically in the hook or whatever. So, and it's something that's been kind of like, it's just kind of, and it's called the millennial whoop because it's in most modern pop music.
Really? I didn't know that. Wow.
I don't know exactly who coined the term. I don't know if it's actually like, or actually I think it was literally just some music blogger. But like he noticed the pattern, and it makes sense because like then he went ahead and then
applied it to
like all of it was just like over and over again, and then and it's kind of funny because like it's funny breaking down like some of these like pop formula type of things.
Yeah.
What is it, Dave from Boy in a Band? I don't know if you've ever watched Boy in a Band.
No, I haven't.
He's basically a producer-esque sort of guy that makes metal and electronic music.
Interesting.
So he went ahead and he did two things. Number one, he wrote a pop song in 24 hours.
Damn. Okay.
Cool.
With a singer, and basically was like, can we do what they do on the charts?
Yeah.
In 24 hours.
Right.
They finished in 7 hours.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
And then what they did instead was they were like, all right, let's get in front of a green screen and make a cheesy music video.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's actually like
a good pop song.
I mean, it's generic as hell,
right?
But it's meant to be generic as hell.
Right.
And the thing is, it kind of makes fun of itself.
That's
cool. So it doesn't take the song doesn't take itself so seriously. Then he made another one that was like how to write a number one pop song.
Right.
And basically, the whole pop song is literally him asking why he won't even get to the number one spot. And then he features another YouTuber, Rumi,
right?
Who's like his channel's all about pop and vocals and
right.
all this other fun stuff. and he comes in with the hook. The problem is you didn't get a Swedish guy to produce it.
That is so legit.
Yeah.
like Avicii, Max Martin.
Yeah. All these motherfuckers.
Let's see. There are even some crazy metal bands. Meshuggah. I think they're Swedish.
Interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, there's like this Swedish guy that wrote like all of Britney Spears songs and all the Backstreet Boys songs. And that's actually funny because apparently that's why her hit was "Hit Me Baby One More Time," is because it was like a language barrier thing. He meant it to be "Call Me Baby."
Oh, really?
Oh,
but he didn't know
funny.
English well.
Wow, that's
and
hilarious.
then, but they already recorded the song. Like, fuck it.
And it just turned into a big ass hit.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So, yeah. So you eventually graduated.
Actually, I did not graduate.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I did not.
Okay, that's a more interesting story. So, so you didn't eventually graduate.
No, I did not.
So, okay, so you didn't graduate. So you decide to just burst into the scene for Boston. Right, I so you just like fuck it. I'm just gonna start gigging full time.
Yeah,
and stuff
pretty
like that.
much.
How was that experience? Like, how did you even get into? Because this is in the Boston scene. Like, the music is like super competitive.
Was
like, how did you manage to?
Well, I was unsuccessful, which is why I moved back to Florida. Yeah, so I was like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to do music. And then, like, it just, one pitfall after another, and it just wasn't really working out. So I had to move back to Florida.
Damn.
Yeah, it was intense.
Boston's hardcore. God damn.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah. It's a big music
cool place,
scene.
though.
Yeah. So wait. You said earlier you were in an all-female comedy band called The Ex-Girlfriends or whatever.
Yes.
So, look, I'm a super, super huge fan of comedy.
Yeah.
Specifically stand-up comedy. Like, what's your relationship with comedy? Like, why a comedy, like all-female band?
The reason, so it started with me and my friend from college, Emma.
Right.
And she's living in Austin now, I believe.
Oh, I love Austin. I went there before.
Yeah, I've never been there and have friends there. I should go visit her. But anyway, so we started it, and it was funny because like we'd always been talking about how like, oh man, our songwriting style is really similar, our voices are kind of similar. We should just like sit down and write and like see what happens.
Right.
So we sit down to write, and we're just kind of like playing with a couple ideas.
Right.
And then I don't know if it's because we were just like feeling goofy. Like I don't even think we were drinking or anything, but like our first song was the song called "If Only," and like it just came out. Like it just went there. And we just like okay.
You remember some of the lyrics?
Yeah, the last chorus was "If only." It was about like how like you're dating somebody and you're like, but I'm not feeling it anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, like the first chorus was like, and it builds up in intensity.
Right.
But like, if only you didn't make me want to carry mace. If only you didn't have a pizza face.
Ooh.
If only you had abs like a rock.
Damn.
And if only you had a big black sweater when I am cold.
Right.
Do the dishes for once. Maybe take a quick shower. Your foreplay reflects the cheap beer that you buy.
Yeah.
PBR is for bros.
Yeah.
It was just like really silly.
Sorry, Sydney.
I was getting hyped. I was like, "Big black cock!" I was like, "Yes."
Well, that's the thing. At the end of the song, we finally bleed up to it and say "cock." And I actually still perform that song with my friend Rachel. We are we have like kind of our own like little comedy duo here in Fort Myers called Amona Heartwrench and the Captain of Despair.
So wait, are you a fan of stand-up comedy at all or anything?
You know, it's funny because I never used to be. I used to think stand-up comedy was boring and stupid. Yeah. I've only recently.
Really, you thought it was stupid?
Yeah, I thought I was like,
that
why?
breaks my fucking heart.
I know. No, I was wrong. I've come to Jesus. Like it's I've been getting into it lately, actually, especially after watching like some of like the Netflix specials. Like Hannibal Buress is fucking hilarious.
I love Hannibal Buress.
Yeah, and Tom Segura.
Tom Segura is really good. I love Tom Segura.
And like, what is that? Ali Wong's.
Ali Wong.
The Baby
really
Cobra
good.
was so funny as like just as a woman.
Hassan Minaj is really good.
Yeah, I liked that too. So I'm getting into it lately. I've realized I was that was dumb of me, and I just was not I was thinking like stand-up comedy in my head. I was thinking like Seinfeld, and like the guy's fucking corny as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
like it's like the Eddie Murphys, the Kevin Hart's, Dave Chappelle's, Louis C.K.'s, and shit, like all these like mad comedy legends and shit like that. So I'm surprised you weren't a fan of stand-up comedy, but you had a whole comedy band.
Yeah, it was just fun to like, because we were super gimmicky and we knew it and we didn't care. It was just fun, and we were like a bar band.
Fuck my ex-boyfriend.
Pretty much. I mean,
fuck that nigga.
That reminds me.
Like we wrote an entire song that was like an ode to our vibrators. Like it was,
Ode to your vibrators.
That could probably sell millions. Like, just get yourself like co-write with Weird Al.
Yeah.
Right. We were actually considering like we should monetize this somehow. Like we'll get like ex-girlfriends condoms and vibrators and sell them at shows. That'll be our merch. Fuck t-shirts.
No, that's actually kind of brilliant.
Yeah,
right.
Not a bad idea.
Definitely
Don't take my idea, guys. Don't start a all-girls comedy band. And
I don't think. Well, as of today, you heard it here first on John's Closet.
What?
I'm now trans, so I can find.
Oh Lord!
So I can now start an all-female comedy band.
All-female comedy band, man. John's Closet. You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here, motherfucker, first.
Oh, boy.
Did you actually get
by the way, as far as lists of sponsors, I think any Pride organization has now been
automatically canceled on Pride Month, too, of all things. Well, I'm from the Keys, so, I might be able to, neutralize it. Like, hey, I'm from Key West, man. I've been knowing gay people.
So many gays there.
Gay people, man.
You ever been to a foam party? I have.
Oh, my God.
Hey, what?
All right, fuck it. This is a sidebar. All right, so born and raised in Key West, so I've just been around mad gay people, trans people,
awesome,
drag queens and stuff like that. So that shit's just normal to me. I didn't really go to I was talking to one girl or whatever earlier. She went to a Pride march or whatever. I was and I thought to her I've never really gone to a Pride march. Just because I just
Pride is every day in Key West.
Yeah,
That's so dope.
It's it's not a big deal because I just see it as another festival. I don't see it as a social or thing you have yo man I gotta support this and shit like that. I'm this is a normal festival. I don't feel like going to a festival, right? So I'm in Key West. The last time I was in Key West, I hang out with my old friends from high school. It's been a little high school mini reunion.
Cool.
Been about 6 years, right? And we're in this bar, right? It's called the 801 Bar, right? It's a local gay bar. There's a couple of gay bars, but I know it wasn't the 801. 801 is the drag queen bar. There's a bar right across from it. I forget what it's called. Anyways, my friend Zephaniah, he's throwing up in the bathroom, right? Now there's a bathroom in the front, right? It's a private bathroom, right? And there's a public bathroom in the back, right? Nobody else is in the bar besides us, right? He's throwing up in the private bathroom. I didn't know it was a private bathroom, right? So I go to the public bathroom in the back. Right, mind you, there's also 2, maybe 3 a.m. on a Friday, right? So I'll go to the public bathroom and I don't see anybody in there. I'm like, oh shit, nobody's in here. And I see a door right next to the bathroom. I was oh, maybe he's outside. I swear to God, I go outside, right? First thing I see is a white dude sucking another white dude's dick.
That'll happen in gay bars,
right? They're both completely naked,
cool.
right? And I wasn't fazed by that. I'm like, all right. And then I keep on walking out. I swear to God, there was 30, 40 all gay white dudes, all naked. I was the one who's dressed, right?
Shit.
Full on foam party at 2 or 3 a.m. and it was bumping. And I just had to stand there.
Wow.
And I was just wow, this is kind of dope. I kind of wish I was gay right now. Because I'm golly.
They're all just coming together, getting blowjobs together. That sounds like
dude,
such
everybody was having fun. There was a pool there. It was full of foam. There was a dance floor full of foam. They were just grooving.
Wow.
And I was damn, I can't enjoy this because I'm not gay. It seemed like so much fucking fun. And I kind of just had to stand there for a little while and
admire.
So I'm wow, man.
The cocks.
This is so cool. I just wish I was gay, just even a little bit. I just had this level of fun.
I've
never been to a straight party like that.
Yeah,
no
real.
straight party. No straight party. Step up your fucking game, dog. Be a little bit more gayer.
You know, I think the problem is what happens is imagine you did have a straight party like that.
Yeah.
How would that work out? You'd have 10 dudes and 10 girls.
Yeah.
You know, how insecure do you think the 10 dudes would be? Looking at each other, being trying to avoid eye contact with each other.
That machismo bullshit. Yeah.
Because they're
they just chilled the fuck out.
Yeah. Guys.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't want to look. I don't want to look at you guys right now. Just
just stay away.
It's just because the typical macho masculinity thing, that's just gonna get in the way of the straight version.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
it's just so sad. It's just stop.
Meanwhile, because girls can be more open with their sexuality. Not
quite.
I feel the thing is, I feel like you can afford to be more it's a bit more there's less, or how should I put it, Sydney, you have a way of putting it that
girls okay basically girls have a way to be more open with their sexuality without much. If a girl wants to be open with their sexuality, wants to experiment, wants to get with another girl perhaps or whatever, a trans girl, whatever the case may be, they can do that, and then there's hardly any drawback to it from them being more open sexuality.
So you're saying there's a stigma with men being experimental with other men and stuff.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Acceptable because of toxic masculinity. Also, the roles of men in society. Okay, girls have been right here, guys have been right here, right, for a long time in society. Now that girls have more power, they have more money, they have more influence and stuff like that. Now, since they were the oppressed, now they get to redefine what it means to be a woman past the typical traditional of just being a housewife or whatever. That includes with their sexuality, right? You can't tell me who I get to sleep with and what I get to do as a woman.
There's still a stigma for women, though.
There's still a stigma, but
there's the slut shaming culture and rape culture.
I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's a little bit more.
I mean, it's definitely better than it was 50 years ago. But we still have a lot of work to do.
That I sucked John's dick back in college, right? Just one time, I just don't want to. It's just fun. We were just both drunk, right? And I still hang around John. I still have an entire podcast. She might feel a little bit uncomfortable.
I wouldn't.
Right? Maybe you not.
I actually have a story. So this ex of mine actually told me that he experimented with his gay friend.
Yeah.
And he's like,
no, you give me two straight people. I'm saying. A lot of two straight girls. Well, I see.
He's straight, and
right.
his friend is gay.
Yeah.
And I guess they were making out, and I guess they were touching each other and stuff. And then he kind of realized I'm not really into this. And then of course he went there, and it wasn't. And he's like, I didn't want to tell you about it. And I'm like, why? And I guess that's just sad because he can tell that I didn't think that was weird at all. It's okay, yeah, that's I don't think.
No, but I feel
well, because girls will think oh, he did that once, he's just in the closet gay.
Oh yeah,
is the stigma.
See, the thing is, I think men are more fluid than they like to believe.
Totally, they're just as fluid as women. We just you gotta understand. Position of being a minority as a woman or whatever. Now you guys have to get the power or whatever. You get the influence or whatever. You get to define and redefine what you want. Now that we're on top, there's not much evolution because we've been on top, right?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
I would love it to be the way where guys would just be floor. I'm from Key West. Tons of straight, dudes have been experimenting and finding out they're bisexual.
But they're putting chemicals in the frogs and turning the water gay.
See, I just feel since men are they do have the privilege of being men.
Yeah.
They should use that privilege to be I don't know, maybe redefine the definition of what it means to be a man. It doesn't necessarily mean well, you're not into other men. It doesn't mean you have to be big and muscular.
If women are cool with that.
Oh yeah, I mean, at least the women that I associate with are totally cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Maybe it's maybe it's a maturity thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be. I mean, I don't know how old y'all are. I'm 30.
25.
So, okay. So, like.
23.
I'm woke.
You
guys.
Woke? Oh.
Guys, I don't know if you knew this.
I fucking hate that word, man. You woke motherfuckers. You can't be woke and be for, immigrants' rights and gay people rights. I don't see you with no gay friends. I don't see you with no fucking black friends. Shut the fuck up with that shit, dog. Yo, man. I'm for all these causes, police brutality against black people, then discrimination and systematic oppression. I'm like, how many black friends do you have at your parties? Besides me.
And
I barely even like you.
I stopped buying coffee from Starbucks.
I stopped buying some coffee from Starbucks. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
That lady that called on the people who were barbecuing in Oakland. Oh, my God, she was so racist. Shut the fuck up, God damn it. The best way for you to be actually woke is to actually form friendships. I think I said this before earlier. To form friendships and to be cool with these other different groups of people.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the way more genuine way. And I feel like those, no offense, these like just super white, liberal, upper class or whatever, they're not having these minorities at these parties.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
I like to cite my mother as an example. She thinks she's like real progressive. And it's
progressive.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Like.
It's like super undermining and coming from a place of like, oh, look how bad you have it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you have it so bad. It's like, no, fuck you. So a little sidebar.
Oh my God.
Just,
just think about that. But I'm coming from a place in Key West. There's just like mad different types of people and culture. So like when I like saw that and I heard about it, like I didn't really get it. I'm like, what? Like you speak of all this progression and stuff like that. Even though I might have not thought that.
Yeah.
Right. But like I don't see any actual results of that. Like you don't hang around these type of people. They're not your friends. You kind of just hang around these same, uppity white people who and shit. So,
No, for real.
Yeah. But yeah.
So,
sorry. I just got triggered.
all right. So,
yeah.
So let's get a fun question here.
Yeah, let's get a fun question.
All right. So, let's say that you're at a Walmart.
Right.
And it's this big Walmart that sells anything,
Fantastic.
virtually anything, homes, cars, whatever. You have an unlimited amount of money. You go into this Walmart. You're like, I'm gonna buy 3 things.
3 things.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one thing you have to do.
What?
You have to freak out the cashier on the way out.
Oh.
So whatever you buy has to be 3 items where put together, the cashier is gonna be like, what the fuck is this lady gonna do?
Oh dear. Okay. Let me think about this for a minute. 3
this one always
things.
takes a minute.
3 things to freak out the cashier.
Yeah. 3 things.
My immediate thought was going to like, man, what gear do I need? You know what I mean? But like, how do I freak out a cashier with gear? Right?
No.
No, I got it. Okay, so
What you got, Kyle?
I'm gonna get like, assuming this Walmart has a well-stocked music department.
Yeah, it's got everything. Right? It's Walmart.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get like a loop station, and I'm going to buy duct tape, and I'm going to buy I don't know, probably a fuzz pedal, and I'm going to take the duct tape and I'm going to get naked and I'm going to duct tape the loop station to my chest, and then I'm going to duct tape the pedal to my nether regions. And then I will go to the cashier and say, I use this duct tape, but can you please cash me out for it? And I have these barcodes for these 2 things. So you can please bring me up for those now, and that would be fantastic. Thank you. Bye.
Shit.
The placement of the fuzz pedal.
Yeah. Placement of the fuzz
Please
pedal.
tell me that it's at least a big muff.
What?
There's a fuzz pedal called a big muff.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my God. Come on. If you're gonna context.
Ooh.
But yeah. There's also, fuzz pedals get weird. There's like a fuzz face pedal.
Right.
There's literally a fuzz pedal that's like it looks like a pile of shit.
Right.
Oh, fantastic.
And like you step on it, and it's actually a pretty decent fuzz pedal. And then there's all sorts of variations of the big muff.
Mm-hmm.
There's
thick muff.
There's the muffaletta.
Muffaletta.
I think that's another fuzz pedal.
Uh-huh.
Like, because, they all just have gross names.
Yeah.
And it's just because fuzz is just this really nasty, sort of gritty, like special type of, in a sense, distortion. Like it overlaps with distortion in terms of like sound quality and character, whatever. But it's less focused and more kind of out there. More emulates sort of like a broken speaker sound as opposed to like a really focused like overdrive versus distortion, like a tube screamer, or say a Friedman Brown Eyed Overdrive. Not sponsored.
So
sponsor me, Friedman.
Sponsor. So let's talk about your Florida EP.
Okay.
Florida EP that you have on Spotify. I was listening to it earlier today. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. So in the song Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of like in the song, whatever, you're kind of reminiscing and kind of missing going back to Florida. Then you come back to Florida, you're like, oh fuck, I'm back in Florida and shit like that. So was that song inspired from your experiences in Boston? Or like, did you write that song where you're in Boston? Like, yo, man, I actually want to be back in Florida. Like, what's the story behind that?
Yeah, I wrote that actually when I was back here in Florida.
Oh, you wrote it in Florida, and then you wrote it about your experiences in Boston. How you felt?
I kind of tied both of those together.
Right.
I was just found myself like being real nostalgic for Boston.
Right.
But I remember like, being in Boston and it was like it is cold up there, and like I remember feeling like, oh man, like Florida's like it's much easier. Like I don't have to like. Wear like 5 layers of bullshit to get to class on time, like, and trudge through all the snow and shit.
Boots
and like, just, and, obviously that's like kind of the most, like bullshit layer of that.
Yeah.
There's
a lot. The cold.
Yeah, like the cold wasn't that bad, honestly. Like, yeah, it was, yeah. So, it was, obviously the other stuff, but that was just the one thing that I could like, just talk about plainly without getting too, like, convoluted in the song. So
now in most of the EP you kind of talk about like heartache, relationships, clearly being homesick and stuff like that. Now since you were going to school for songwriting and stuff like that, would you ever venture into different like subjects? Would you ever go like social or political, maybe like introspective? Like would you kind of go out of that type of format? Like,
absolutely.
Right. Have you made those type of songs?
Yeah, I have. I actually like, I have such a huge body of work, but like I haven't even come close to like recording like all of it. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. So it's like, I would like to like, I have a lot of songs that,
here at John's Closet Studios.
Just to make everyone aware, I am literally like pointing at my computer, I can record music. Like, hire me, please.
Hire me, please.
So yeah, I've actually played at Babe Fest in Fort Myers, and like I actually wrote a song for Babe Fest about like I don't remember. I think it was called A Good Man, and it was about how like there's like sometimes you get so tied up in like wanting a good man, but like you don't need a good man. You know what I mean? Like, which I guess that's like kind of like it's not really too political. But it's like kind of like a feminist edge to it.
You a strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
Don't need no man. Are you a fan of rap music or hip hop at all?
Kind of.
Kind of. What do you like to listen to? I love me some rap music and hip hop.
What have I been listening to lately? I really like Aesop Rock.
Yeah. Oh, I love me some Aesop Rock. Mystery Fish they had.
Yeah.
I think like a year or two ago. That was really good.
My actually it was Emma, who was in the Ex-Girlfriends with me, who got me into Aesop Rock.
Yeah.
And she got me into Atmosphere.
Atmosphere is good.
And it's funny because I just listened to for the very first time To Pimp a Butterfly.
What? Oh my God, To Pimp a Butterfly is so fucking good.
And it was oh wait, no, not To Pimp a Butterfly.
Oh, now you break my heart.
Good Kid, Bad City.
No.
Is that Kendrick?
Good Kid, Mad City, goddammit.
Mad City.
What is a Good Kid, Mad?
You're breaking my heart all over the place. Oh no, don't disrespect Kendrick. No, I'm sorry, Kendrick. We'll edit this part out, man. I'll edit my voice, or it just says Good Kid, Mad City. It's like, I'm pretty sure that's not Kyle Ann's voice. Yes, Good Kid, Mad City. Amazing.
That was really good.
We'll just have an overdub that was mad.
Like, I had never really gotten into hip hop, and for me, like, when I listen to a song, I really like listening to like the melody. Like, I'm really into like melodies.
Oh, you like melodies,
which is why sometimes hip hop for me, it's like I can be like, okay, but it was like he was really like he was saying stuff that was like he was saying some really deep shit, and I was like really into it.
That's a good chunk of rap music, because I only bring up rap music because you're a songwriter or whatever, like and somebody who clearly values lyrics. That is all rap music, just lyrics, telling about their story and different concepts and tackling different issues like social, political.
Yeah.
Maybe not even just that, like turning up, partying. There's so many different facets and different subgenres of rap music and stuff like that. All of them mostly having a lot of lyrics and stuff like that. I'm surprised you weren't like a big like hip hop.
Yeah, I'd like to get more into it because, like, I mean, I really liked that Kendrick album.
You heard it. You heard it here first. Kyle Ann's gonna be rapping at her next show.
Yeah,
she's gonna be spitting bars.
Oh my god, I would sound so bad. I would sound horrible.
Yeah.
Also, like, there's a really cool local hip hop scene. I'm getting really into that. Like, do you guys know Ryan Laser?
Ryan Laser, no.
What?
I don't know.
The name's familiar.
He works with Andre.
Andre the Saint?
Yeah.
Oh, is he a producer?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I heard of him.
Yeah, he actually, we've been working together on like a I don't know if you've heard of the band like Sylvan Esso. It's kind of like an indie pop, hip hop thing. I don't know, but like, so it's like me singing indie vocals over like his beats.
Right.
It's like, so it's been pretty cool. But like, he's a really good rapper.
Right.
I really like Andre too. And
yeah, Andre's really good. I like him a lot.
So yeah,
and then Demigod Duo and stuff. Yeah,
I was gonna say XMVX, Demigod Duo.
I love Demigod Duo.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
they perform a lot at our open mic nights and stuff. They're really good.
So I really want them to come back on soon.
Yeah, we definitely. There's so many people who gotta get on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so we're gonna do maybe one last question. So back to your EP.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 2 years since you last released your EP back in 2016. Are you working on another EP? Are you working on another album?
I'm working on another album, actually.
Right.
I don't know what I'm going to call it yet.
What are you gonna call it?
But I've been recording at Six Finger Studios in downtown.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. How's that been going? Like, do you have any songs already recorded?
Yes, I have 2 songs that I have. And no, you're good. We need to adjust the mixes for it, and I need to send them over for mastering. But I need to finish the fucking album.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, like in the fall, I'll be able to get back in there. Maybe hopefully before the fall, before like season kicks in and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
But like I have this band now, and they're dope. And I have Mark Davis on drums and Doug Smith on guitar. Mark Davis is the drummer for Exploding Pages, and Doug Smith is the guitarist for Field Trip.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just I just have a really good group of guys like playing music with me, and hopefully we're gonna be playing shows too. So
look forward to hear that. So one last question. So you got any other interests outside of music that we should be aware about? Any other talents we should know about Miss Kyle Ann?
I mean, geez.
Well, I noticed on the way in you mentioned my fucking Dark Cloud game case.
Oh, you're a fan of Dark Cloud?
I played that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is a wild tangent, but me and John, I think John was like the second person I've ever met who ever even played not only just Dark Cloud 1,
but Dark Cloud 2.
I'm sorry. Dark Cloud 2 was more played, I think. Which one do you think was more popular?
Oh, geez. I don't know, because they were so independent.
Yeah. And so many years later.
Yeah.
I feel like Dark Cloud 1 was less popular. I feel like Dark Cloud 2 maybe was a little bit more popular. But
I played the first one. I didn't play the second one.
Yeah.
But I'm more of like a Final Fantasy chick.
Yeah.
Well, actually, when I went to Berkeley, I initially wanted to major in film scoring so I can score video games.
Wow.
Like my boy Nobuo Uematsu.
Oh. Nobody does it.
No, we can't be sponsored by fucking...
No Square Enix and shit. No.
Man, guys.
Hey man, Square Enix, release goddamn Kingdom Hearts 3. Fuck!
Right? Oh my god.
They got the release date. Be patient.
Okay, January?
No. Back in like 2002, 2001, where the Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, I was a little fucking kid, and the day it came out, I begged my dad, Right, back when games were only $50, right? The throwback to kids are like,
Remember
what?
the day?
Games were $50? Yes, games were $50. I was so upset when it turned 60. Anyways, I asked my dad, please give me $50. I could buy Kingdom Hearts 2. I bought it the release date. I played it for a week, 2 weeks, contemplated. You know, when I finished it, I was like, wow, I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out.
Here we are.
Goddamn 25. I'm jaded. I got bills to pay. I'm doing a goddamn podcast in a fucking hot ass closet. A little bit less hot, the door's open, but still, I'm a little bit jaded. Yes, goddamn Square Enix, about fucking time.
Well, you know, what's good about what they did though,
right?
Because you know what they did do was they did release, you know, Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, they did.
58 over 2 days.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite? Like out of the in between, I like Birth by Sleep a lot. Enchanted Memories is pretty cool too.
Well, out of the whole franchise, here's what I'm gonna say: the most complete and coherent story is definitely Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah.
And that's because it was literally meant to be its own standalone game.
Yeah.
Like they didn't intend to make a sequel, but it was so popular
they had to.
They made a sequel.
Fucking weeboos.
So then they released Chain of Memories, which was pretty cool, but by no means my favorite. Because I'm not a big fan of the whole card combat system that they tried. Kingdom Hearts 2, as far as like total content, like literally the number of worlds, the number of times, the amount of story elements, how involved the story is, and how much game time you have to put in. I thought Kingdom Hearts 2 was definitely the most playable and replayable in terms of like, and just had the most content that I think I could really get my hands dirty with. And then Birth by Sleep, story-wise, I have mixed opinions about.
Mix?
On the one hand, I'm like, it's great because it explains a lot of random bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, where did Castle Oblivion come from? Oh, that's where it came from.
Yeah, where did Radiant Garden come from? Oh, yeah.
What's going on with Xehanort? What's going on with Xehanort? Oh,
Xehanort is a whole nother headache in itself.
Yeah. But, well, you know, Birth by Sleep didn't ruin the Xehanort arc. Dreamed Out Distance did in a way.
Yeah, that's true.
Introducing time travel and other bullshit.
Oh my god.
But you know, but again, Birth by Sleep also has its own fair share of, basically, Birth by Sleep kind of takes away from Kingdom Hearts 1 as being the original Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
Because it is a prequel to that story.
Right.
Okay, I have not played this.
Really? You never played the other one?
What console was it?
It was originally handheld, but then when they did the
PSP.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because the Chain of Memories was handheld too, right?
Yeah, that was a SP, Game Boy
and
Advance or whatever.
they actually updated all of them so that they could be played on PS4. So they did a re-release where they did 1.5 and 2.5, which is available for like no more than $50. You can get 6 games worth of content.
Okay, this is okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard about this, and I'm like, I need this.
This is me trying to reel back in our Square Enix sponsorship.
Yeah, by the way, Square Enix, please sponsor us. I didn't mean anything I said earlier. But yeah, man.
Kingdom Hearts best game ever.
Yeah, man. It's been a great episode of John's Closet. Did we ever say our names? We never say our name. We never say our name. By the way, I'm Sydney, and this is clearly John right across from us.
It's okay. They can read the description.
Yeah, they read the description.
Title.
Yeah. We had Kyle. So by the way, go to John's Closet on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all just John's Closet. Make sure you follow us and hit that bell.
Well, remember Instagram.
Subscribe.
It's John's_closet _
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. So what are your social medias and stuff?
I'm on Instagram as Flagons and Folk because I play folk music and I like craft beer a lot. I'm on Facebook. You can just find me Kyle Ann with an E.
Right.
And my website is KyleAnn with an E.net. Everyone forgets the E.
Everyone forgets the E.
Yeah. But so yeah.
All right, yeah. This has been another fucking episode. Was episode 7 of John's Closet?
This is episode 7.
It's been episode 7, man. Thank you guys for being out here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yes.
Of course.
Peace out.